You did not arrive here by accident. This moment, this exact one, has been unfolding since before you even knew what time was. Not because someone planned it for you, but because your soul requested it. Some part of you, deeper than logic, pressed play on this reality long before your finger ever touched the screen. So stop, thought, breathe, listen. Because the quantum field is listening too, and it only responds to one thing. Not desperation, not repetition, not performance or perfection or proving yourself worthy. It responds to resonance. It obeys frequency. And what you're feeling right now is not a coincidence. It's alignment. There are moments in your life that stretch time. They arrive like whispers, subtle, sacred, electric. They do not beg for your attention. But if you lean in, even slightly, they shift the entire path beneath your feet. This is one of those moments, because something is trying to reach you, and it's been trying for a long time. Not from outside of you, but from inside, from the space between your thoughts, from the part of you that dreams while awake, from the guy, you that already knows. Knows what? That you're not lost. You're not late. You're not behind or broken or cursed. You're just remembering. And memory doesn't always come in words. Sometimes it comes as goosebumps. Sometimes as stillness. Sometimes as a video like this. The quantum field, the ocean of possibility surrounding everything, doesn't speak in language. It speaks in energy. It asks, what are you broadcasting? Not with your mouth, but with your being. Because in this universe, you don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. And what you are, in this moment, is the observer. You are he, the observer. That isn't poetry. That's physics. Your awareness collapses possibility into reality. Your observation commands matter to respond, and the field listens, not to what you think, but to what you believe. That's why everything changes, not when you get better, but when you believe differently. And belief is just repeated permission. The more you allow the truth, the more the field reflects it back. So, here's your truth. You're not waiting on a sign. You're not waiting on permission. You're not waiting for the stars to align. The alignment is already happening inside you, right now. Because energy is never late. It doesn't respond to clocks. It responds to coherence. When your inner state harmonizes with your desired reality, the quantum field begins to fold time around you. Things speed up. Coincidences multiply. Reality bends in your favor. But only when you stop chasing and start resonating. You've spent so much time trying to make it happen. That you forgot it's already happening. The thing you want is already looking for you. And if you close your eyes for a moment, just one, you might feel it. Go ahead. Close them. Take a breath. Feel the electricity under your skin. Feel the pulse of something ancient, remembering itself through you. This is more than manifestation. It's remembrance. You are remembering the truth that the world asked you to forget. That this entire reality responds to you. Not your ego. Not your effort. You. The real you. The observer. The architect. The one who dared to choose this body, this path, this moment. And now, you're remembering why. Because at this exact moment, when you finally stopped scrolling, stopped doubting, stopped ignoring the inner hum of your own knowing, the message arrived. And it wasn't random, because the quantum field doesn't deal in random. It deals in rhythm. And right now, you're vibrating at the rhythm of change. Let that settle. Let it breathe in you. You are not becoming. You are revealing. And this, right here, is the part of the journey where things begin to move fast. Because the field finally knows you're ready. There are no accidents. There never were. Every moment in your life has been leading to this one. This message. This breath. This quiet unfolding. In the space between thoughts. You were not scrolling randomly. You were seeking. And what you seek is already seeking you. This isn't superstition. It's resonance. Just like tuning forks vibrating across space. Your frequency sent out a silent signal. And this is the echo that came back. You have no idea how powerful your mind is. Not the surface mind. Not the overthinking, problem-solving, anxious loop. But the deeper mind. The one beneath your name. The one that remembers the language of stars. You felt it, haven't you? The moments when time slowed. When a sudden knowing arose. When you whispered something into the void. And it whispered back. You were never alone. You were never abandoned. But you were asleep in a dream that taught you how to wake. The universe doesn't speak in words. It speaks in symbols. Synchronicities. Repeating numbers. Uncanny alignments. Sudden inspiration. This video is one of them. A mirror. A map. A moment you were destined to meet. Let that sink in for a second. Not casually. Not skeptically. Let it settle into your nervous system. Into your spine. Into your soul. Because once you recognize that the universe speaks to you, you begin to speak back. That's when reality bends. Not from force, but from flow. We live inside a quantum field. A field that responds not to begging, not to logic, but to coherence. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions align with the energy of what you desire, the field cannot help but respond. It is law. Not theory. Law.oi. The law of resonance. The law of attention. The law of embodiment. But here's what most people miss. They wait for external proof before they believe. They wait for signs before they trust. They wait for outcomes before they align. And so they wait forever. But you've seen enough, felt enough. You've reached the edge of your old self. And now something in you knows. You don't have to wait anymore. You can shift. Right now. Not by doing. Not by striving. But by becoming. Become the version of you that the quantum field already recognizes. The one who walks in faith. The one who acts before the evidence. The one who chooses from inner knowing, not outer noise. And here's where it gets powerful. Because the moment you shift your inner reality, your external reality begins to reorder itself. You start seeing things others don't. Opportunities appear. The right people call. The money flows in surprising ways. The timing becomes uncanny. Your words hold more weight. Your silence carries power. And what once felt far away starts knocking at your door. It's not magic. It's not luck. It's quantum alignment. And you were meant to remember this. Right now, if this is speaking to something deep in you, don't just watch. Participate. Tell the field you're ready. With a simple act. Tap into your voice. Comment below with the words, "With this see, I'm remembering who I really am." Let it ripple through the algorithm. Let it ripple through the grid. You may inspire the next person to wake up just like you did. Because every awakened soul is a signal fire calling others home. And if this video has already stirred something real in you, subscribe now, not just to a channel, but to your next timeline, to a frequency that delivers reminders exactly when you need them. Your future self already lives in alignment. This is just the path to meet her. More awaits. Let's keep going. The moment you believe the universe has forgotten you is the exact moment it's rearranging itself in your favor. It doesn't broadcast its blessings through lightning bolts. It whispers through intuition, through delay, through detour, through discomfort. You were never meant to sprint through life untouched. You were meant to awaken, to be carved open by resistance, so your light could leak out. Every experience you've labeled wrong, late, or broken was a recalibration, a rebalancing, a repositioning of you in time, in space, in alignment. There's no punishment here, only preparation. What feels like loss is often a sacred invitation to stop gripping the timeline that was never yours. The reality you're clinging to might be the very thing blocking the one calling you. And here's the truth. The more stubbornly you cling to what feels familiar, the longer you delay what is destined. Because in this quantum field, you are not waiting on the future. The future is waiting on you. It's watching for the moment you choose differently, feel differently, speak differently. That's when the shift happens, not a second before. You can't fake it. The field responds to your signal, not your story. So, pause with me here. Feel what's actually being broadcast from your heart right now. Is it urgency? Scarcity? Worry about running out of time? Or is it quiet knowing? Because the frequency of knowing is the secret door. You don't need to know how, only that you've already been seen, already selected, already summoned to this very now. And yes, it was always going to unfold this way. That message that appeared at just the right moment. That video that found you in the dark. That word that broke you open when nothing else could. None of it was random. The quantum field doesn't do random. It does resonance. So, when something enters your world out of nowhere, with a strange sense of familiarity, that's not coincidence. That's alignment catching up to your vibration. Even the detours served you. Even the breakdowns carried messages. You've never taken a step that didn't alter the timeline. Even in collapse, you were collapsing into a version of yourself who could no longer survive on surface level living. Let that sink in. You didn't fall apart. You were shaken into remembering. Now feel this. What if you're not late? What if you're exactly on time? For the timeline that wants you now. There is no such thing as falling behind. In a universe that bends itself to energy. And your energy? It's waking up. You can feel it in the tingling behind your spine. The stillness between thoughts. The way certain words break you open, while others now fall flat. That's your calibration changing. That's the frequency of the new you, overriding the signal of your old life. So, breathe. Something is meeting you here. It's subtle, but it's strong. It's the moment right before everything changes. The microsecond between alignment and arrival. And you are ready now. You were taught to wait. Wait for the right time. Wait for the sign. Wait until you're ready. Wait until it's safe. But what if readiness isn't something that happens to you? What if it's something you decide? You see, in the quantum world, time doesn't unfold in a straight line. It folds. It loops. It bends around your decisions. Your future self isn't light years away. She's already here, whispering through your gut instincts, sending breadcrumbs through déjà vu dort, guiding you through hunches you can't explain. She's not waiting for the calendar to change. She's waiting for you to remember that you've always had access to her. You don't need to chase the next level. You need to collapse into it. Collapse the space between who you are and who you pretend not to be. Because when you act as though you're already aligned, the universe responds in kind. It fills in the blanks, rewrites the script, reorients the path. This is not delusion. This is divine design. You've already seen glimpses, haven't you? Moments where the world felt eerily responsive, as if it was listening to your internal monologue and matching it beat by beat. It was. Every word you speak is an instruction. Every belief you nurture is a broadcast. Every state you embody is a magnet. So the real question is, what are you instructing the field to do? If you walk around affirming your limitations, guess what shows up? More proof, more patterns. What? More delays. But the moment you shift your signal, even slightly, hush, the timeline starts to tilt. Reality rearranges. People change how they treat you. Ideas show up uninvited. Doors swing open where there were once only walls. And what felt impossible starts to look inevitable. All because you did one thing. You chose. You chose the frequency of who you're becoming before it was convenient. That's the key. Not forcing, not hustling, not fixing yourself endlessly, just deciding that you're no longer available for the timeline where you keep betraying your own power. Feel that for a second. Let it drop in. Let it echo. Because sometimes it's not about doing more. It's about stopping what no longer serves. The version of you that's already arrived. That version, she doesn't settle. She doesn't shrink to be understood. She doesn't wait to be chosen. She chooses. She wakes up and says, I walk like I already have it. I breathe like I already am it. I move like reality is catching up to me. Namaste. And it does. because that's what alignment is. It's not a feeling. It's a frequency. And once you're tuned in, it's already done. Now, if this truth is landing deep for you, send a signal back to the field. Woo. Comment below with, "What? My timeline is bending now." Let that intention ripple through this grid, because you never know. Your choice to wake up might awaken someone else. And if this video feels like a conversation you've already had in another dimension, it's because you have. That's why you're here now. Not to be reminded, but to remember. And if you want to keep remembering, subscribe now. What day? Not to this channel, but to your highest frequency. Because the next video isn't just content. It's your next message, your next mirror, your next layer of activation. And this is only the beginning. There's a moment, a still point, where time stops whispering later and starts asking, why not now? That's this moment, right here, right now, where the old version of you begins to lose gravity, and the future version of you starts pulling harder. She's not in the distance anymore. She's in the room. She's in your breath. She's in your nervous system, rewiring you with a signal you can't ignore. It starts as a flicker, an impulse to stand taller, speak clearer, choose differently. Then it grows into behavior, into embodiment, into a life that doesn't feel borrowed anymore. Because here's what no one tells you. The you that you're becoming already exists. She's just waiting for you to stop defending the version of yourself who survived, but never truly thrived. Let that land. Because every time you delay your shift, you choose comfort over alignment. And every time you deny your power, you choose memory over possibility. But when you stop arguing for your limits, everything accelerates. The people, the opportunities, the resources, the timing, they all converge on the new signal you're radiating. And no, you won't need to beg or chase or convince anyone to understand. Because alignment makes you undeniable. You'll walk into rooms you used to shrink in and feel nothing but expansion. You'll speak what once felt impossible and watch reality bend to your tone. You'll stop asking permission, because frequency doesn't ask. It declares. It says, I'm here now. I've arrived. I no longer visit timelines that contradict my worth. And in that moment, you stop trying to be ready. You become ready. By being it, you become the voice of your future self. You become the evidence. You become the answer to someone else's forgotten prayer. And here's what might shock you. You've always had access to this version of you. It was never locked, only waiting for the day you stopped measuring yourself by how long it's taking and started honoring yourself for how deeply you've survived. So breathe deeper. Now feel it. The timeline collapsing inward. The old codes cracking. The field sensing to your yes. This is a sacred moment. Not because the video said something new, but because you heard it differently. That's how you know the shift has begun. If you're still here, it's because your frequency demanded this reminder. You called this in. You summoned this second. You magnetized this mirror. Now, honor it. Comment below with the phrase, I've collapsed into alignment. Let the field record it. Let others echo it. And when you're ready to go deeper, click subscribe, not to the algorithm, but to the rhythm of your becoming. Because the next video, it won't just speak to you, it will speak as you. So here we are, at the edge of a sentence your soul has been trying to finish for lifetimes. You are not the seeker. You are what was sought. You are not trying to remember. You are the memory itself. You are not late. You're right on time. Because time bends around consciousness. And consciousness is bending around you now. Maybe this video wasn't content. Maybe it was a breadcrumb. A message left by your higher self, disguised as pixels, delivered through code, whispered through a screen, a reminder, a reunion, a revelation. And it's not done. You see, the universe doesn't speak in paragraphs. It speaks in patterns. Repetition is revelation. Synchronicity is instruction. Desire is direction. So, if this moment feels like déjà vu, it's because you've been here before. Just not in this form. Not in this version. Not in this skin. But the essence, the soul that's watching through your eyes, has seen this light before. That's why you feel the chills. That's why your chest feels heavy. That's why you're still here. Because you were meant to be. Not just for the words, but for what's behind them. You don't need to chase one more sign. You don't need to wait for one more alignment. You already are the alignment. Everything you thought you needed to find was quietly orbiting your choice. Waiting to be claimed. Waiting to be named. Waiting for your yes. So say yes. Yes to the timeline where your worth is non-negotiable. Yes to the identity that no longer contradicts your soul. Yes to the quiet knowing that you were always more than what happened to you. And in that, yes, 1,000 timelines realign, 1,000,000 old scripts collapse, and one single truth emerges. You were never here to fit in. You were here to remember. You wrote the pattern. You were born to disrupt. This is not the end of a video. It's the beginning of a ripple. So breathe. Sit still. Let the truth settle where no words are needed. And if this resonance spoke to a part of you that even you had forgotten, then don't let it stop here. Share it. Not for views, but not for numbers, but for the one person who's on the edge right now, the one waiting for a mirror, a whisper, a lifeline. Be that for them. And if you're ready to walk this path in layers, subscribe now. Because the next message has already been written. The next video has already been chosen by you. Welcome back.